Good to see you from wherever you're watching us tonight. You're welcome. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, it's the last edition of the show for the week, and we hope to make it count. Of course, we appreciate the fact that you're always letting us into your homes without us knocking. It's a privilege that we're never going to take for granted. Once again, you're welcome. And of course, today there's a lot to talk about. Of course, tomorrow, the Kaduna Marathon will get us talking. The maiden edition is tomorrow. Of course, we will talk about it. The press conference to herald the event was held today. We'll talk about that on the show. And of course, we'll also talk about the English Premier League games to look forward to tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Well, 2 years till the World Cup from tomorrow. So the countdown has begun. I'm talking about the FIFA World Cup 2022. It's 2 years, and let that not be lost on us. We'll be focused on COVID-19 and all the associated issues, but of course the countdown to the Mundial has officially begun. It's just 2 years, and the organizers have a lot to say, talking about the state of readiness, the facilities, and a whole lot of things. So that's the outlook of the show today. We'll also talk about what's happening in London. What has Novak Djokovic done today? Talking about the ATP Tour finals. So that's the outlook of the show today, and we hope that we're able to do our best to inform and entertain you as we go along on this ride. Let me bring you into all that we're doing on the show. In case you join us for the first time, this is what you need to do to be a part of this show. We've always told you how important you are to us. You are an integral part of the show. Sportsnight@channelstv.com. You can send us a mail. You can also get across to us on Facebook, Channels iPhone Sports. Then on Twitter, that verified handle that we always like to talk about, our channels_sports. Let us know how you feel about what is happening in the world of sports. So what are the travails of Lionel Messi coming from South America, spending 15 hours, getting to the airport, being detained for an hour, and he gets out and the reporters giving him questions left, right, and center, and he almost lost it. He almost lost it today. So I'll talk about all of those issues in your exciting world of sports. Let me quickly introduce my partner to you. Alfred Okoligbe is going to be with me from beginning till the end, and hopefully someone else will join us. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but Alfred, thanks for joining us today.
It's my delight as always, Yemi, to be here. Exciting weekend to look forward to. Last weekend, it was the international break, and everybody was like, hey, we just finished, last weekend, we just finished the game, and caused the whole implication of the result of that game. We thought it was going to be better the next one, on Tuesday. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And so we've gone back to, somebody said no longer the drawing board because that place is full.
It's full. We need to wipe it off.
We just have to start on the clean slate and pretend as if nothing happened, and see how we can retrace our steps.
All right, so that's it. Hopefully, as much as we try to avoid talking about the Super Eagles, this is going to get into the conversation. There's a lot happening that should get us talking, but trust me, the Super Eagles will get into that conversation one way or the other. But Alfred, let's start from Kaduna. Just talk about it. The stage is set. Foreign athletes are already here for, they've arrived in Kaduna State for the maiden edition of the Kaduna Marathon, holding tomorrow, northwest of the country. Of course, they've been welcomed at the highest level. Deputy Governor was there, Adiza Balarabe, welcoming the athletes, the ones from within and the ones from outside. And there's been an appeal for sportsmanship. Somebody will always win. I mean, seeing all of this, following all the safety protocols and doing the state of readiness, we're seeing marathons springing up left, right, and center in the country. It makes me happy.
Kaduna Zone is different, and I think this will be particularly very good news to our ears, especially against the backdrop of how the country has been portrayed out there in the last few weeks. I mean, hosting this event and we have foreigners coming to take part. Kaduna is not your regular Lagos or Pepe or any of those places down south. It's up there in the north, and it's nice to see the the economy of the place being impacted by games like this. Yes, you might say in the short run, you're spending money to put this together. Perhaps maybe one or two athletes come from East Africa, come
Uganda,
pick and the rest of
Kenya,
them.
other
But the
places.
wider implication is that coming and having an event like that and sustaining it means that it opens up opportunities for the locals to know that, hey, we can actually do this. It's in our terrain. We can put in our very best, train for this, and then aspire to get to the top. And beyond all of that, the sports tourism involved is huge, because these guys come, they have stories to tell about Kaduna. If you want the world class athletes that come around, will say, hey, we visited Nigeria. We're in Nigeria, in Kaduna. Not particularly, not one place that you say you love, people visit often.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good. This is fantastic news for Nigeria and for our sports development.
And as a patriotic Nigerian, I'm happy because, I mean, he helps us, you know, say our stories, not what you read elsewhere. It helps us to say our stories, and you know all of the things you hear, you know probably that it's not the way it's being portrayed. Everywhere there are issues everywhere, but it's not the way it's being portrayed. All right, let's just listen to the Deputy Governor welcome the athletes, the ones from Nigeria, the ones from within and outside, just signaling that everything is all set for the Kaduna Marathon.
The Kaduna Marathon provides another platform to bring people to Kaduna and to bring the people of Kaduna together in a common endeavor. Through the efforts of the steering committee, we are today closer to actualizing this dream. On behalf of the state government, I wish to thank everyone that has registered to participate in the event. Your decision to run in the Kaduna Marathon has made this event possible. Whether your motivation is glory, professional esteem, to support a good cause, or just sheer fun, you have made it your race and have turned it to not just a competition, but an inspiration to all of us. When you start the race tomorrow, you will be creating a new history as the first runners in this first official marathon event in this part of the country.
All right, that's it. From the highest level, everybody has received their welcome, and may the best athletes win the event. All right, let's quickly go to London. Our man, Austin Okona-Akpan, is ready to pitch into the discussion. Austin, it's good to have you join us tonight.
Good to be on the show, Yemi. Sporty greetings to all our viewers from different parts of the world. Alfred, it's also good to see you. Good to be back on the show to talk about what's going on in our beautiful world of sports.
All right, I'm very sure you listened to the clip, and everything is set for the Kaduna Marathon. I'm very sure, I know you were aware of the preparations and everything that went into it. And the day before the big day, everything looks good. How impressed are you with that?
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the development of marathons in the country. We've been talking about this since the start of the Lagos City Marathon, which has a silver label from the IAAF. We know of the Okpekpe International Road Race. It has even expanded to the Remo, the ultra-modern race. Now we have the Kaduna race. There is also the Coast City Marathon in Enugu. This is development. It's good to know that we are beginning to look at ways we can, organize international competitions, because we need to know that we can learn from these things if we're ready to do the right things and follow international standards. And I know the organizers and some of the consultants in charge of these things, they want to do what will put Nigeria out there. Shout out to the states that are jumping on these marathons, but it goes beyond just putting together the marathon. What is it that you want as a state when you organize an international competition? Are you thinking about branding? Are you thinking about tourism? Are you thinking about youth empowerment? There's so much we can do with sport. So these are the things that I expect. Like, Kaduna has got a rich history in Nigeria. So to bring a marathon that you bring foreigners to your state to do, you should think about branding. In the Lagos City Marathon, the last edition, the Lagos state government used it to showcase the cultural heritage of Lagos, that as you run across each each kilometer, you see something distinctive about Lagos. That's what I want the states to actually think about, particularly youth empowerment. It's good to see Kaduna jumping on this because that region, you know, they love running, they like the marathon. It's good to see Plateau State also do something like this. It's really heartwarming. We're beginning to show that we can put together a world-class competition. But I will not end this competition without putting a reminder out there again that we should be mindful that COVID-19 is still here. The virus hasn't gone away and it's still not respecting anyone. Safety protocols must be, respected just so we don't start regretting at the end of the marathon.
All right, I agree with you, Austin, even though it looks like the end is in sight with all the news about vaccine and all that, but the problem is still with us. It looks like the end is in sight, and hopefully we'll get rid of this scourge very, very soon. All right, we've talked about the organizers, the infrastructure and everything. Let's also look at the technical aspect of this, putting things together and all of that. Let's listen to a member of the technical committee and also the deputy governor share their thoughts about the Kaduna Marathon. Then I also get your thoughts, that's talking about Austin and Alfred, about some of the things that they have to say. So just listen to the guys in the technical committee and, of course, the Commissioner of Sports in Kaduna State, their take, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
And I'm so happy and delighted that Kaduna State is now taking the lead. And I can guarantee you that in the next 4 or 5 years, most of the distance runners in this country will probably come from Kaduna State because they have role model to follow. They've seen people on the street that run or jog, and I bet you every weekend in the city of Kaduna State, people will now be jogging. It's healthy living. I would also want to mention that Kaduna State is probably the only state in this country, and I'm sure what I'm talking about is the only state in this country that we have 3 certifications: the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon. The man that measured the route in Kaduna, I was with him 6 weeks ago. His name is Nori Williamson. You can Google his name. He's the best measurer in the whole world. He has measured 4 Olympic Games, 3 World Championships. Kaduna State brought him to Kaduna for the measurement. Kaduna, thank you very much for doing that.
We have about 26 to 27 elite athletes that have arrived to Kaduna, and they are participating. This year is the half marathon, Your Excellency. It kicks off tomorrow, hopefully at 7:30 in the morning, and we are done when the last runner, the last walker returns. This is a novel initiative. It is a medium edition, and therefore the first time that such races are taking place north of Niger and Benue. Of course, the second after the famous Lagos Marathon.
All right. Everything that's just signaling that they're all set, talking about technical aspects and everything that needs to be done. Alfred, let me come to you quickly. You listened to Yusuf Ali. You also listened to the Commissioner of Sports. And everything they said, I'm particularly impressed with some of the things Yusuf Ali said, even though some people might accuse him of blowing his own trumpet. But then again, I mean, you have to do that sometimes when you're so sure of the work that you've put in. I guess that's why he's trying to let us know some of the things that this measures up to international standard.
Especially in planning, you have to the minutest of details. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the reason why he just put it out there. If you can bring somebody reputed around the world to do all of those things, so that at the end of, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, the times returned, and I'm sure the race yet has not got any IWF label or certification. I'm sure that after this, they would have looked at it. What are the things that you guys put on ground? What are the things that you did? And
determine the status.
To determine the status of this race. I think they just want to hit the ground running with the way it's gone. I've gone through all of that in planning. I think it will the guys participating will not only enjoy it, but will know that at the end of it, at the end of it, if we return good times, it will go into perhaps determining how they go, their best times of the year, how well they've run in places like this. And there are people who, when it comes to long distance races in particular cities, they enjoy themselves. When you go there, they win 2, 3, 4, 5 years back to back because they enjoy the conditions in those cities and they like running in those cities. And perhaps maybe Kaduna will be one of them. One of these elite athletes comes around there, likes the place, and might just make it
makes it home.
Makes it home.
All right, all right. Also, let me get to you now. Attention to details is something Alfred has talked about, and the technical details, everything seems clearly spelled out. I don't know what got your attention from all of that, but I'm pretty impressed that we're getting the people involved are reputable people, and you have best standards across the world being tried to adhere to, and that will, as a sports person, that will make you happy.
Yeah, indeed. Yusuf Ali, tested professional. Mentioned some of the things I talked about in my opening remarks. He mentioned fitness for the people of Kaduna State, which is very important. Persons will see this now as an opportunity to start preparing towards the next edition. And this will also push the state to continue with the marathon. He mentioned a world class. In fact, he said is the best guy in terms of measurements, road measurements for the marathon, was brought to Kaduna to actually certify the course that they will use for the marathon. Beautiful. He mentioned that it's going to be 5, 10 and a half marathon. And that's also a good feature for the marathon. So let's see what can come out of this one. For me, I know the guys from East Africa will come and dominate. But for Kaduna State, what's next after this marathon? This is what I'm always talking about. Don't do something and then we'll wait till the next year to hear something. Because Yemi can come from Morocco and win the Kaduna Marathon and goes to the Olympics next year and do something big. Kaduna will be mentioned. So that's why we should keep the momentum going. Whenever you organize something that is international, you don't go cold. Okay, let me say, don't be lukewarm. Just make sure you keep giving people reasons to talk about the competition.
All right. Since you talked about elite athletes coming here, let's listen to some of them who have arrived in Kaduna. We're going to compete and talking about, their impression about what they've seen so far and what they hope to achieve right there in Kaduna.
In Kaduna, it's very nice, welcoming. It's my first time, but I really appreciate all the welcome and the organization, and everything is perfect. And I wish maybe next year I'll be back. Normally in competition, all of us we've trained, but the best will win. Yeah, whichever position I'll be, I really appreciate. Yeah, that's how it is. We are all champions.
I target in this marathon, I want to set my record tomorrow. I thank for this Nigeria for welcoming us for this marathon. So I say congratulations and I say thank you for this welcoming for us in this marathon.
I'm so happy to see international runners, the world record holders, men and female, are participating in this half marathon and also the 5K, 10K. I'm so happy to see them. But I hope our runners, those people, they will have a challenge from our own runners, elite runners from Nigeria. But let's see what is going to happen tomorrow.
All right, I like that. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. You listen to the usual suspects, guys from Kenya, Ethiopia. These are the usual suspects, but you have to spare a thought for Nigerians as well. What's going to happen? It's not always funny to me when people from East Africa come here, cut away the money and everything. I want to see Nigerians do well. Hopefully, we get to see Nigerians do well and probably give these guys a run for their money. But it must be said, those guys are the usual suspects. They can do these things in their dream. They're used to it. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we'll talk about the FIFA awards. FIFA just confirmed that it's going to hold this year. We'll talk about the 2022 World Cup, and we'll also talk about the English Premier League. Join us again. All right, welcome back. We're still talking about the Kaduna Marathon. We're almost done with the marathon, but after I want to allow you to go down memory lane. We saw one of the faces. A lot of the young people would not know, but it's someone that's done so well in times past.
Abbas Mohammed, when we had was it the biggest marathon in West Africa, then in the early 90s, I recall, I will nostalgia, a particular beverage drink, I don't want to mention names in this country.
I understand.
Then was sponsored, and this young man came up.
Just kept on winning.
Just kept on back to back, and the way he is running with so much grace, so much. And I think at some point we just discontinued it, and from that point there was a disconnect.
There was a gap.
Hey, this guy was a super marithoner. Wow. Talented, excited to see him on the screen, and to see that he's part of the part of what is happening in Kaduna. Really excited to see him.
All right. Let me go to Austin since we're talking about excitement. How soon do you think we'll see a Nigerian? It bothers me. I know it bothers you as well. All of these events, good. I don't know if I sound partisan. I don't know, but sometimes you want to see Nigerians do well. Maybe win. But like Alfred said while we were, on break, it's going to take a while. But how soon do you think Nigerians will start doing well in this kind of events, whether it's in Nigeria or not? Do you think the marathon culture we're gradually catching up?
Yeah, we're gradually catching it. And I always preach that development is a gradual process towards advancement. It means we need to do more. That's how you get perfect. That's how you get good at whatever you intend to do. So before someone starts jumping to say, marathon is our thing, Alfred just reminded you about Abbas Mohammed. And if you listen to him, you hear the confidence he was speaking as a professional, because he will be somebody that will tell whoever jumps up to say Nigeria is not a marathon country. That's so wrong. It's like saying Serbia does not play tennis, and then you start wondering why Novak Djokovic, or you say the Philippines don't know anything about boxing. They made Manny Pacquiao. So we should stop that thing. Nigeria is too blessed to be associated with just one thing. I always say this. Nigeria has so much talent. Aside Abbas Mohammed now that a lot of people know, let's talk about Emmanuel Gyang has been running the marathon. It just needs more marathons. It needs more technical training. It needs good infrastructure. Deborah Palm is very decent. We've got people that are passionate about marathon, about long distance races, but they lack the environment. We keep talking about it, So we need to look at all of these marathons now. I mean, the Lagos City Marathon is a good model. I mentioned Okpekpe. Okpekpe is doing so well also. Now we have Kaduna. There's Enugu. We need to come together. We shouldn't my problem is we just want to organize events.
Yeah.
We don't look at 360 degrees branding. What is the need for athletes? What is the need for coaches? What is the need for the technical crew? What is the need for the
if I allow you, we'll go on and on and on. I just hope the people that need to listen are listening, and we get to do the right things. So we've got to move on. We can't spend the whole hour talking about marathons, but I hope they've got the points. Basically all that you've said. Let's talk about FIFA. Just when you think that, the awards will not be held this year, a lot of other awards have been cancelled, but the best FIFA awards for 2020 will be held. FIFA has confirmed that it's going to hold on December 17. That's it, a confirmation there. FIFA confirms events to hold virtually December 17. We're still in the era where there's COVID, so you can understand why all of that is happening. All right, still talking about FIFA and an event that involves FIFA. Let's talk about the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The organizers, the 2-year countdown begins tomorrow, and the organizers want us to know that they are ready. Talk about infrastructure. Everything is in tip-top shape. They say pictures don't lie. Just look at the pictures you have on your screen. Let's listen to some critical stakeholders, members of the Supreme Committee, talking about what to expect at the Qatar 2022 World Cup.
It's one milestone within our timeline, and we're trying to utilize it to the maximum benefit possible to ensure that we leave a lasting legacy beyond the tournament. It's an opportunity for us, which we're making the most out of. It's a symbol of a passion that we have for sports and what sports means to us as a people. And it's a celebration. It's a celebration of our culture. It's a celebration of our heritage. It's a celebration of who we are. And it's an opportunity to celebrate our hospitality. It's an opportunity for us to celebrate together with the rest of the world. I think now more than ever, especially with where COVID has led the world to, now more than ever, it's an opportunity for all of us to celebrate our common humanity.
All right, so Hassan Al-Tawadi, member of the Supreme Committee, just laying it down, playing down the COVID-19 fears and telling you there's going to be a showcase of their culture and everything. They're ready. I've always been impressed with Qatar anyway. Anything they do big. All right, so we'll leave it at that. Just to remind you that the 2-year countdown begins. Alfred Austin, let's quickly go on and talk about the English Premier League matches for tomorrow and Sunday. Some big games there. Let's show you the fixtures for Saturday and Sunday as we quickly run through the fixtures, and the guys will share their thoughts with us, the ones to look forward to. Newcastle and Chelsea, that's tomorrow. Aston Villa and Brighton, Tottenham and Manchester City. Manchester United will take on West Brom. All of these matches will be on Saturday. Then on Sunday, you have talking about Fulham taking on Everton, Sheffield United taking on West Ham, Leeds United will take on Arsenal, Liverpool taking on Leicester City. All right, Austin, let me come to you first. A lot has been said. First, let me ask you, you know, you have to make it fast, we're pressed for time. Let me ask you, which one of these games do you think we should look for? A lot of people pointing in the direction of Spurs, City, Liverpool, Leicester.
Definitely Liverpool, Leicester. That's a leadership-defining match. Leicester City on top of the league table with 18 points, followed by Tottenham and Liverpool on 17. Liverpool win that one, they go top of the table. They are going to be playing at Anfield, so you should expect them to come all out for that one. Jurgen Klopp, we need to work with the resources that he has. I think he's got the team to actually push Leicester all the way. But Leicester, of course, you know, they have the momentum at the moment. They won their last match. It was a difficult one, but they were able to win that one with character against a decent Wolves team by a single goal. So let's see what's going to happen. Liverpool and Man City played a 1-1 draw in their last match. So you want to give the advantage to Leicester City. These are early days. It's just match day 9, but we've seen a lot of surprises already from the 8 games that we've watched. Aston Villa, they've shown us that they are here to stay. And of course, Leicester City trying to continue in that light that we saw them last season. Let's see if they'll be able to keep it going.
Let's also talk about something that can't be ignored. Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur, coached by Jose Mourinho, and Manchester City, coached by Pep Guardiola. They go the square off tomorrow. We'll listen to Pep Guardiola later on, but your thoughts. A lot of people say Mourinho gradually turning Spurs into a formidable side.
Spurs is a far better team now
than under Mauricio Pochettino. Okay.
Yeah, perhaps maybe when they started the season.
Okay.
Because at that point they weren't even sure of what was.
Yeah.
And the results were not inspiring. At some point we thought that, hey, if these guys don't take time to follow the race, but they've since found a way to make this man on your screen, Harry Kane, play better, get the goals. Not at the top of the striking force. Somehow he just drifts behind.
Somehow.
Just drift behind
some of the things we never knew he was good at.
And get to go. And so for Mourinho, I was listening to him today talking about other teams, Liverpool having a 5-year project before they won the EPL. For Manchester City was like a 10-year project. For Chelsea was like a 20-year. That is just starting his business in Tottenham. So they are not there yet.
Splitting for time.
But that is the quintessential Mourinho. Somehow he takes the pressure of his players. He just takes the pressure of them and talk to you as if they don't know.
Takes all the attention.
He takes all the attention and make the players more comfortable. That's the quintessential Mourinho. In the week where Pep Guardiola just renewed his extended his contract with Manchester, I think he will want to make a statement. And you know that these guys have been at each other from the Spanish La Liga now to the EPL and the rest of them. It's beyond the result on the field of play. These are two
guys who
great
know each other
minds,
well.
Two of the great
currently
in football, because both have their different philosophies and how they see the game. And for the periods of the game, some of them will say, okay, for Pep Guardiola, he enjoys the tiki-taka. Mourinho is more pragmatic. Whatever it takes.
Whatever needs to be
whatever
done.
needs to be done. Do and get me the result.
Even if he misplayed 10 defenders.
When these two guys come together, we expect an interesting
All right, we do. Okay, Austin, let me have your thoughts. Spurs up against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Where do you think the pendulum will swing?
It's a difficult one because this sort of fixture goes beyond Manchester City and Tottenham. It's Pep Guardiola against Jose Mourinho. You know, that's what the media has turned every big game into. You know, when it's a big manager, that's where attention goes to. But if you look at what the table is telling us, and then as their last game, Tottenham, they were able to grind out a 1-0 win in their last match against West Brom. So, of course, they've got at the advantage, while Manchester City struggled out a 1-1 draw against Liverpool at the Etihad Stadium. Tottenham are second on the log. They win that one, and Leicester don't win against Liverpool. They go on top of the table. But it's been a beautiful start for Jose Mourinho and his Spurs team. 8 matches played. They've won 5, drawn 2, and lost just 1. Compared to Pep Guardiola and his Manchester City side, they are 10th on the log. Though they've played 1 game less than Tottenham, they have 1 match, 1 more game to go. They've played just 7. Can you believe it? Out of the 7, Manchester City, they've won 3, drawn 3, and lost 1. And they are 10th on the log. While Aston Villa, after 7 matches, is 6th on the log. So pressure is on Pep Guardiola. My sources in the UK says the moment he starts talking about Messi staying in Barcelona, then you should start watching out. It seems he's on his way to Manchester City when he starts saying he wants Messi to stay. But there are a lot of distractions. One of them, that contract, it has been sorted. He's going to stay at Manchester City. So this is the time for him to start showing that he's got a big team, he is a big manager, and there's no better test than going against a Jose Mourinho's team that is enjoying good form. Pep, you know you'd like to have Messi at Manchester City. You know you'd like to have him there. Every manager would love to have Messi. It's not about what football he will bring. It's about branding. Messi moves and is like a wild wave. Whatever club he goes to now, even if he keeps playing till he's 40, if he leaves Barca to any team, it's advantage. So I've been speaking to some of the guys who know the Spanish La Liga, who knows Pep Guardiola, and they said, look, the moment he started talking about Messi and finishing his career in Barcelona, it means that there are some talks already going on the ground. You know, but Messi and all of the, you know, in-house fights, the confusion before the start of the season. Pep has just also confirmed everything Barcelona is to him. But hey, I mean, we've seen players kiss that badge, go on the floor, pray they love this team, and then the next moment you see them leave it. Thierry Henry did it to Arsenal, he went to Barcelona. What's his name? Did it? Robin van Persie went to Manchester United. So this is football and it's business, you know. So with the Arab money, they can bring Lionel Messi if they want, and I think that's a deal that we can see. You know.
All right. So I guess we'll leave it at that for now. But before we go to London, Austin, I'll keep you on. Before we go to London, Ronald Koeman is already saying he hopes that Lionel Messi changed his mind. You know, he was forced to stay. Do you think with all that has happened, with the house cleaning that just happened in Barcelona, it might change his mind and stay?
So much has happened, and so much is still happening in Barcelona. I think it will be a process. But Lionel Messi going back to South America to play with Argentina, coming back, a lot of they know. The club realized that there is so much on the plate. There is so much to be talked about, and in the days ahead, results too might even determine the direction where he will go. Because at the end of the day, if he feels like some of the games I watched in the past, his body language, where he was almost like
his mind
took
was
him apart. Like
his mind was somewhere else.
Somebody takes the ball and runs across and he strolls and keeps watching. But I know that perhaps they've not sorted all of that out. Once that is sorted out, the guy might just, because he has not hidden his love for Barcelona.
Sure.
It's a club that he wears on his sleeve and he wants to work for.
All right. All right.
Perhaps maybe all of the boardroom issues, you know, in the past. House cleaning is on, and hopefully, I won't be surprised if he changes his mind and remains with Barcelona.
Okay, all right. We'll see. Time will tell. We're about to wrap things up, but first, let me thank Austin Okonakman for taking out time to speak with us. I would have loved to get your thoughts on Novak Djokovic, but we're pressed for time. I just want to say thank you for finding time to talk with us tonight.
Always a delight. Thank you.
All right, Alfred.
My pleasure.
Parting shots.
It's a weekend to look forward to. Arsenal fans against Leeds. Hopefully, after the beating they received from Aston Villa, perhaps maybe they'll turn the corner this time around.
Okay, all right. So a good place to leave it. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your day today. It's the last edition of the show for the week. We hope it was worth your while. We're back here again next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.